and gentlemen.
Welcome.
What number is this? This is going to be 11, I think.
This is 11. And a turning of the tide, baby.
Hell yeah.
Because at long last, we have got Harry on the show.
Hello.
Yeah.
After loads of, what would you call it? Need.
Loads of an outcry. There's been an outcry for this man. He has probably been mentioned on here more than most.
More than most, I'd
more
say.
Than probably.
I'm proud.
Anything.
It's nice.
A bit of an icon.
Bit of an icon, I'd say, yeah. That's nice. Very good friend of mine. Very good friend of both of ours, and keyboardist in the Kaiden Nolan band. It's Mr. Harry McCann, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone.
Gladly drove from Liverpool with a big smile on his face on the way to do the On a Level podcast.
Couldn't wait, mate.
Are you a fan? Are you a fan of the podcast?
Oh, massive fan. Watch them all.
Watch the front. Back to front.
In reverse.
Secret messages.
Yeah, mate. I know there's loads of secret messages in the near.
666 isn't that?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Do you know the story of how me and Harry met?
No, not really. I know it was uni.
University, 2018. Salford University in
John Lester and Eddie Coleman.
Yeah, which was like the worst side of student accommodation. So in Salford University, you got like Peel Park, which is like the creme de la creme. It's what you'll see on the pictures.
Right, yeah, that's what this
brochure.
Someone comes to masses your feet, everything. Lovely stuff.
Brochure level student accommodation.
Olympic pool.
But then you go past the Mackies and just down 5-minute walk away.
Right, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's Eddie Coleman and John Lester. Which just looks like two big smackhead buildings, basically, doesn't it? Refuge.
Well, so you lived in one each?
Yeah. So Harry lived in John Lester. I lived in Eddie Coleman, and there was basically two twin. John Lester was better because that had the pool table in.
I thought you were going to say pool then.
No, mate, the pool table.
When it rained, there was a pool.
Yeah, mate.
It wasn't very good.
The pool table turned into a little toe dipper. Yeah, it was funny, mate. It was. I wouldn't say it was it was rubbish, but it wasn't like the creme de la creme.
It could have been better.
Yeah. So we turned up September 2018.
September, baby.
So obviously there's all like these new uni students. Oh, hi, how are you doing? Yeah. And I went and didn't know anyone. And over the first sort of couple of days, I think I'd made a couple of friends and sort of didn't really gel. It's mad because everyone's coming, no one knows anyone. So there's going to be like weirdos and...
Do people tend, because I didn't go to uni, so do people on like the first few days or the first weeks just tend to go a bit overboard with it, just making friends with fucking everybody?
Oh, yeah, I think there was a few people in John Lester and Eddie Coleman that knew like everyone from the off.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, or the everyman. And
trying to be the big man on campus.
Yeah. The big man on campus.
Did a gap year, went to Thailand.
How you doing over there?
Yeah. But everyone's trying to find the way. Thinking back at it, it was a mad time because, like I say, there's people from up and down the UK, people from all around the world, if you really dug into it, that was trying to reinvent themselves. And
I was going to say, though, can you see pretty straight up like this person is trying to be a new person?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what.
Sometimes you didn't.
Yeah.
Found out
it's just
4 or 5 months down line.
There was some mad people in that, Eddie Coleman and John Lester. But yeah, anyway, it was Freshers Week. Probably
like the first day or second day.
It was first or second day, yeah, and everyone was milling about downstairs, smoking roll-ups and stuff, and somehow me and Harry, I don't know, can you remember us meeting specifically?
It was outside.
Definitely outside. John Lester.
Yeah.
And I think we was having a cig or something.
Yeah, and just it seemed to click quite quickly.
I think we was chatting, and I don't know where the conversation led, but we just ended up it seemed sound
that night.
Yeah, so that night it was Freshers Week, and we went to Viva in town.
Yeah,
it's not there anymore.
I don't know.
Is it not there anymore?
Viva's gone. Thank God.
Where was that?
Near Gorilla,
yeah,
wasn't
Gorilla
it?
Was,
like
yeah.
A few arches down from Gorilla.
Right, okay.
And
like a bowling alley or something now.
Probably something to that.
Everything is nowadays.
Everything's a baller. They love them lanes, don't they, pal?
But yeah, and then we went there, and the music was like pretty shit. It was like sort of like pop music.
Yeah, like R&B type.
R&B,
not like the good R&B or whatever.
And everyone was in there fucking body popping.
All freshers people.
Yeah, all freshers people. But even though I was 18, like I've always felt older than the age anyway. But like I was there thinking, this isn't really my scene. You know, people like getting off of each other and just like,
couple body Red Bulls in and they're away.
They're free at uni and they're making the most of it. So me and Harry looked at each other and thought, should we just get off? So
I think we had one beer there.
Yeah.
And fuck this, we're getting out.
Yeah, so then we walked back to Salford and just ended up having a big drinking session and then
5 a.m, called him. There was that weird guy, wasn't there?
There was a guy that like this sort of like heavy metal guy.
We just
what, and he was like,
there was a few like, for lack of a better term, sort of stragglers that like, was like obviously people coming there don't know anyone, you know, and then you join a friend group and then you click away and we had some mad guy at the back of Harry's gaff that was just lingering about for a bit. If you show me now, I'll probably couldn't remember.
I'd never picked.
You just remember.
We didn't see him again.
Never saw him again. It was just downstairs. It must have been something daft like 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because we'd walked back from Manchester, like the only time I've walked back from Manchester after a night out. Just great walk, you know, saw some sights, got a little tour. Okay, and he was like pointing out, well, here's the river, here's a building, here's a pub.
Curb.
There's
a shopping trolley.
Yeah, mate.
That's a traffic light. If
Had you spent much time in Manchester prior to that?
I'd worked in Manchester a couple of times. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, that you can sort of gather your bearings.
No idea where I was. You could have been leading me anywhere.
Mad.
And I would have just followed you, to be honest, at that point. I was like, I found a friend.
It's quite uncommon because obviously Middleton's only, a 20-minute drive away from Salford. It's quite uncommon to get like a sort of mank at the halls. Really. I only went to uni. Obviously, I went to uni because I wanted to learn music production, but at the same time, I just wanted to get away from where I lived for a bit.
Yeah, and
it's the perfect excuse. And also not get a full-time job. And what better than university? You know
exactly. No, it was good.
And then we got to the point where, I don't know, obviously, because I was in Sculpted at the time. Sculpted I'd been like a year in. And obviously, Harry's a fucking like classically trained pianist.
Yeah, did you play with Scutlers? Or did you
just towards the very end?
So towards the end, I was playing with Harry, especially over COVID and stuff as well. I was playing with Harry a lot more because...
Just jamming.
We had that room.
Yeah, we had
upstairs or downstairs in here.
Yeah. And me and Harry just ended up clicking. We had like a group of friends at uni, and we still speak to each other and stuff. But me and Harry just sort of gelled, to be honest. And then once I decided that like Scutlers weren't the best move for me, and I said to Harry like, if you want to still carry on playing, then
we can
let's do it.
I said yes.
And that's all we have, people. Here we are.
Yeah, and here we are, mate. And then we met yous and we started the podcast, and then here we are, mate. 2024.
You're going to come play for us, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
And then here we are, all in practice room together.
Yeah, man, because we did that gig at Night and Day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Danny Man. We seen you.
Danny Man, Jobby.
It was Charlie. Charlie came up to me, didn't he? And Grammy said, "Oh, do you want to come?" And I went to your house. Or someone's house.
They all lived at Boston Street, so you came round. Fucking made it sing, baby.
Wow. Mad.
Fucking glory days.
Too good, mate.
Absolutely crazy. It mad all sort of things, sort of like orbit and gel like that.
And now here we are on a level.
On the level. On the level, mate. Absolutely having it large. Absolutely crazy. So when did you start playing piano then? What age was you?
So I was very young when I started. I think I was like, obviously my dad was quite into his music.
Did you have a pianist?
No, he plays more guitar, but he had a piano there.
Yeah.
So my dad's always been into his music, and so I think I just started playing like that, and then I think I got some piano lessons and stuff, and obviously I went down that whole classical route first. Mm-hmm. And then, to be honest with you, I'd really only got into like the more like modern music and like jazz and all of that when I was at school, my last couple of years at school, and then way more at uni is when that was what I did more instead of the classical, if you know what I mean.
And writing and covering stuff.
Yeah.
And so what led you to start playing piano in the first place?
I don't really know. I think it was just it was like the one to learn first, and then I learned a bit of guitar off the back of it. Played a bit of trumpet, played trumpet in a Scutlers gig.
Yes, at the Ritz. Yeah.
That was actually the first cameo that I had with Scutlers.
Your first appearance was on the
first appearance.
Did come out and did the trumpet solo. Leads the Last Generation.
Yeah.
Supporting Twisted Wheel.
That was a good one.
It was a good one.
It was a very good one. I don't think we played again for a while, and then you brought me in. We were still at Salford Uni, but it was before COVID, and we were going to play Night and Day, and that was like, I think we did that Staley Bridge gig or something, one of those shit ones where there was like 3 people.
Yep.
And then
plenty of them.
and then did that. But then COVID happened.
Yep.
I just sat there for ages. Fuck, cool. And then finally did the night and day gig. It was great.
Yeah.
I think we only did a few more after. I don't think there was loads. There was that thingy for your mate who passed away. At the Ritz.
John Hall.
Yeah.
There was that show as well.
There was a few other ones, but then...
R.I.P. John Hall, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like a musical legend around, like always helped on signed bands and stuff in Manchester, and he loves Scutlers. So then when you started playing, like, was you playing to the style of anything, or was you just learning more classical stuff?
I was just learning classical stuff and like doing the piano grades, and then. I think I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as I do this. I still enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but like doing the more modern stuff, doing the jazz, doing the pop, doing the stuff with you, I've always found that a lot more entertaining. I find myself doing that at home more now.
Bit more creative freedom. You can sort of just you decide what's right.
You're not following like this has to sound like this, or you're doing it fucking wrong.
Yeah, I think that's good. That
make it work.
That's one thing I sort of got invited to in the. Or introduced to, in uni, is that the like classical players will sit with not within the confines, but they'll learn stuff and technique in the styles of sort of like Mozart and Beethoven and stuff.
Just drill that and just get deep in on that.
Yeah, and just absolutely wham that. Whereas I turned up as I'd just written my own music. And not really. I was seeing some instrumentalists at uni, and I was like, wow, mate, there's some serious talent there. People that can just absolutely wham the back out of it,
But then did they not necessarily have that creative side? Were they?
Obviously, it's not really like a binary thing.
Yeah.
But when we did like band stuff at uni, I found the creative process rather easily because that's just what come easily to me. But then at the same time, I couldn't sit down and play a classically trained or needed to be classically trained sort of song or something. Do you know what I mean? I was just sort of on a whim, to be honest. It paid off. I got my degree. Yeah. And obviously, I did production later on, but... Yeah, it's just nice. Obviously, seeing Harry was like out of school. We was all good musicians in Scutlers. We knew what we was doing, but then when Harry come in, it was like, wow, like Harry like knows his shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like... The muscle memory's there, and he can sit and play you like an absolute symphony. He'll just sit there, just like, wow, this is absolutely stupid.
Just sit back
and enjoy.
Sit back and enjoy the ride, mate. Have you got any questions for Harry, Frank?
Yeah, I do. Well, you got any guilty pleasures? Pegging her out. So now, obviously, you did the classical music and stuff like that. Did you listen to that mainly when you were younger?
No. I always listened to like rock and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and stuff like that.
Were there any like when you were younger like mad phases that you went through? Like,
I used I had a couple of MJ phases to be honest. And I can't say that too much anymore now because it's like, oh, did he do it? Did he not do it?
You decide.
I don't know. I haven't watched the documentary, so I've not made
the documentary goes in
deep. I've been told that, and like it's like
goes in deep,
quite literally at times. But yeah, no, I did go through phase. I went through phases of different like types of music, though, not like one specific artist. So there'd be like 4 months where all I listened was like to like 60s rock and roll, and then 4 months where I just listened to like dance music, like the Chemical Brothers or what have you, and then just kept on like going there. And then it's kind of nowadays it's kind of just like now I just listen to everything. Like you go on one of my Spotify playlists, like there's no consistency.
Yeah. Every corner
no rhyme or reason, baby.
Yeah, 1 minute I'm singing Michael Jackson, then next is like, I don't know, Shania Twain. Like, who the fuck knows what's going on?
Night fever. Bit
of JLS.
Bit of disco, bit of JLS, of course. You've got to have a bit of JLS hidden in the back pocket. You never know when that's needed.
Have you ever been in a situation where you was listening to something and someone walks in and you're like, oh, fuck?
Oh, yeah, loads. Like, all the fucking time. But I think nowadays I just kind of roll with it. I don't know. I can't say anything specific. Because I do have a level of credibility that I don't want to completely lose in one go.
yeah.
But I don't know. Like Shania Twain, I love Shania Twain.
What's she sing now?
Ain't she from Rochdale?
Nah, that's Lisa Stansfield.
Cut that out. Sorry, Shania.
Sorry, Shania.
I saw her in Dubai when I was out there.
Yeah?
At the Formula One. She did like one of the after shows, really good.
Yeah.
And then the Foo Fighters was the next night. It was also really good.
Foo Fighters was sick. Yeah. Did you watch them at Glastonbury?
Yeah. So I found out about them at Glastonbury like a day before. Because obviously I got like this lead sheet of who's on. And it
Harry,
actually,
sorry, just to give a bit of intel. So Harry does the sort of recruitment, is it called?
labour, supply labour, well, not me personally, but a company I work for, supply like,
labouring staff at
event crew.
Yeah, and they do the eventing at Glastonbury, so that's why you knew that Foo Fighters was on the day.
Because I got this lead sheet, and it's what was it like the Churn Ups or something? It was some mad random name.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the production office for something, and they were talking, and they said, so when the Foo Fighters come on, and then they kind of stopped because they realised there was a few people who shouldn't have known that, and they kind of looked and they were like, well, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah. It was a heavy rumour, wasn't it?
It was a heavy rumour.
I think hammered for Foo Fighters, mate. Because that night we were playing, and I'd had a heavy couple of days, so I went home. I went back to the tent. Had a kip, got up, and I could hear Foo Fighters, and we was like 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk away from. I was like, well, it's Foo Fighters, I need to go and watch them. Turned up at Pyramid Stage, mate, and it was hammered. And I've got a lanky mate, Ben Harper, thank God, because you could just see him from over the horizon. Awesome. And this sea of people, yeah, he's just rotating, mate. And I was like
one of those lighthouses.
Yeah. And the signal was terrible. Like, terrible, as you can imagine, as it is at festivals. So I'm like, where are you? Look for Harper. I just heard, look for Harper. Seeing him, bang, and he was like, over yonder, mate. And that's saying it politely.
You just got to plough through it that point.
Yeah, but like, it depends how much force you want to do. When you're trying to get through a crowd, like the Glastonbury crowd, watching Foo Fighters, you get a couple of the way in. Sorry, mate, and then you come to like a brick wall essentially. But then some gamers fuck like 4 foot girl will just be going sailing through it, mate, not giving a fuck, elbowing people, spitting on people and that, and then you're just like, right, she's got more force than me in this situation because she's probably not going to get punched in the face, so I'll just follow her then. Yeah. But yeah, sick.
So did you play gigs and stuff before you played with Kaiden, or was it like your first experience?
We did stuff with like some bands in uni, but that was like the first proper band.
Yeah, so when you went to uni, like, did you do any classical?
No.
Anything like that?
Oh, way back when, yeah. A few.
Well, like when you were younger.
Yeah.
Like tuxedo jobs.
No, not tuxedo job. More like, I don't know.
The tails.
That's my boy.
I'd love to wear those.
I was going to say you'd look
might have to do that one
sick in some tails and a dicky bow.
Yeah, we'll probably play it. We'll probably play at a wedding, won't we?
Oh yeah.
We'll play at my wedding. Do you want to play at my wedding? I'm
bro.
not getting married yet, but
yeah, of course I do.
There you go.
Caitlin wants Guy Garvey out of Elbow to do be the priest basically.
Oh, what
about an Elvis impersonator?
Oh yeah, we bring Gavin here today in holy matrimony. So then, was you into dance? Because I remember our first year of uni was like
Chemical Brothers.
Chemical Make. So Chemical around that time, Chemical Brothers released fucking
No Geography,
and it was like, mate, we'd all sit there like, wow, we absolutely rammed that album, didn't we?
Because when I first came to the room, you
Mad as Hell and stuff. No, was Mad as Hell on No Geography?
Yeah, but it came out before as a single.
Yeah,
but it was part of that album.
Yeah,
that was a tune.
Yeah, and then that led us on to like Patrick Cowley and like Castle.
Yeah,
and that we just went through like a mad like then Castle tunes.
Yeah.
Stuff. We ended up doing so the Castle Kasso. I don't know anything about them. The mad thing is on Spotify they share their artist page
with like some rapper,
some like two American rappers.
Yeah,
how does that work?
I don't know because they're obviously not about anymore to rectify it, but. Over just like searching on Spotify and stuff, we come across this Castle, and they had like these 3 or 4 tunes. Like what's like the main one called?
It's Walkman.
Walkman, mate.
That Walkman was the one that we started with.
Yeah.
And then there's Casso by Casso.
But then there's like a remix of it in there.
Yeah. Different time for Casso.
But like the Castle that he's on about is like a Brazilian. Like a Brazilian disc. Oh mate, it's just a tune, and Harry ended up picking it for
my performance because part of my course at the end of the last year did like this performance, and I think it was like 25 minutes, and you had to like pick tunes, but then rework them, like so they didn't just so you weren't just fucking copy and paste it.
Yeah.
And one of the tunes we did was this.
Oh mate, it's like, but we had Tiago on drums, a guy who just when I first started this solo project a year and a half, 2 years ago, he was drumming for us, and he was like the drummer of Salford Junior, just an absolute
wizard.
He'd look cool doing it as well.
He was like, he looks like a Hawaiian Mario brother. Like he wear like Hawaiian shirt when he's got the tash and that. Oh mate, he's cool as anything.
He like lived everywhere. Well, I think he lived in like South Africa for a bit.
Yeah, he'll be a good guy to get on the pod.
Yeah, a man of the world.
He is a man of the world. He's just been about, mate.
Get him on, get him messaged. Nah.
Get him messaged now. Well, yeah, we did that, and it was quite hard, like because I'd played guitar for Harry's band, and obviously on the technical side it could have been an issue for Harry because I probably could have let him down, but we practiced the songs and we did sick, didn't we?
Yeah, no, it was good. I got quite well on that as well.
Yeah, what did you get on that?
I think in that module it was like a first.
Get in there.
Get in there.
It don't come much better, folks.
No, not at all.
What past jobs have you had? What was your first job?
I've only worked for one company.
Yeah.
I'm a company man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the crew for 5 years, and I've been in the office for a year and a half, corporating it.
You're stapled of in show force.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
What was your first job, Frank?
My first job was working in a bar, glass collecting.
Yeah. What, near you?
Times of my life, man. Yeah, it was.
Is that where you met Smith here?
Nah, I worked. That was at a different restaurant down the road. I left Muse. It was called. Worked there, but it was like all our mates. Like we got one of our mates worked there, so we got all of us jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea what it was going to be like, so we were just all like chilling together.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what's everyone doing tonight? Oh, we're all in work, chilling. Yeah. Just washing glasses, thinking this is the fucking life, man. And then I realised you got to do something more than just wash the glasses.
What's the roughest job you've ever had?
Call centre, mate. Call centre was terrible.
I reckon you'd smash that though.
Yeah, but it was stressful. It was stressful, just like because
like Wolf of Wall Street. Hello, 1 minute, Sandra. I'm on the fucking.
In any other job, you can sort of get away. You've got your things that you're like, I can do that. Get an extra 5 minutes out of this job, so I don't have to fucking. You know what I mean? If you're not feeling it one day, you can sort of get your way through it and you get away with it. There's just one job at the call centre: pick up the phone. Do you know what I mean? They ring you, and you start talking, and they're just waffling your head off. If you're not in the mood for that, you're fucked.
Yeah,
because that's all you're doing all day.
Oh, you're just so mentally taxing.
Bunk. Hello. Do you know what I mean?
So mentally taxing.
Awful business. I had good times in that. There was a lot of nice people that work there. But like, you're on the phone to all the people that don't work there. So fuck it.
Yeah, so it's just randos.
Like forget about it. Oh. But yeah, I've had some shit jobs. Oh, to be fair, actually, the kids' parties was pretty ruthless, mate. It was a good laugh in that, but it was like doing appearances as Spider-Man and stuff like that.
No, you didn't.
So and the Spider-Man costume was for someone who was probably Kaiden's height.
Oh, what? So they supplied you the costume?
Yeah, it was a morph suit. Right, Spider-Man morph suit, and I'm there doing a cartwheel in.
Can you do cartwheels?
I could in those days, boy.
What about
Put me back out. Yeah, I could do it on now.
You've got like a gymnast sort of.
I did used to do gymnastics when I was younger, but
the
I thought
tightest of fucking.
Oh, you never seen me in a unitard?
Unitard.
Oh boy, I'll get your picture later.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'll forward it to you.
Yeah, got a bit of a bulge going in that.
Nah, bro.
Back in the day, mate.
No bulge, bro. That's the thing, man.
But hey,
the more bulge, the less respect.
I imagine.
Well, it's about imagine it was like that with statues in it, like them statues with tiny dicks.
Yeah, that was like back in the day. It was like
the thing, mate.
The more micro, the better.
Yes, mate.
You know what I mean? So hold tight my shorties.
Hold tight my shorties, mate.
But yeah, fucking, it used to like slide off my feet.
What, the Spider-Man?
Yeah, because it was obviously,
so
I didn't fill it out. So after a good couple of cartwheels and that, Spider-Man's face is like here. It was haunting. It was one where like I'm there having a picture of it, birthday boy. And then I looked at the picture the next day because he put it on Facebook being like, Spider-Man came to the birthday party. Yeah. My eyes are going off over there. It looked like Spider-Man melted.
Oh, for fuck's
sake. And his feet grew. There were like floppy bits there, running around and that. Tough time.
How long did you do that for?
It was like on and off. It was dead irregular work. But it was,
like ad hoc. Like
it was like, we've got a job there for you.
Need Spider-Man
Quick
ASAP.
one. I'm there.
There's crime going on over here. Get down here.
Webbing it down Oldham Street. On there.
Was there any other characters you did?
Oh yeah. The first one I did was a Frozen party.
What were you?
And I was Kristoff, which is just like the guy out of Frozen.
Yeah.
So
Kristoff.
you could have been fucking anyone. Do you know what I mean? I'm not animated.
Just a bloke who's
I'm
wearing
just a guy wearing some sort of like snowy gear. Pretty rubbish, that one. Then as it progressed, the worst one, mate, was a minion, right? And I'm talking like mascot costume.
Yeah. Oh, what? So it's
so I'm inside this mascot costume. I've got shoes like that pull over your actual shoes.
Yeah.
Once again, this is not tailor-made to Frank. So I've got to shuffle the feet along the ground. You've got eye holes that are here, like little mesh things. Eye holes there, and all I could see, it was like I don't know how old, like 9th birthday party. Nah, 9 might be a bit old. They were young anyway, and all I could
19.
see. 21,
27th birthday party. Here we go.
Yeah. All I could see though, because like you're sat inside it, and it's like a little wall around you, the costume. Got your arms poking out here, and all I could see was just little dints going into it, where kids were just like, "Fucking get it!" Getting battered, mate.
But did you have to stay minion character?
What? Well, all I had to do was just stand there.
No,
and,
did you
do the voice?
Yeah.
Nah.
Did
There was absolute rave tunes on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had
Did you ever fall over? In the minion costume.
No, I only did the minion costume once. I think she could see it took a fucking toll on me. It was tough, man.
Fuck's sake.
Getting beat up and that, and then it's getting put in the back of a church hall until it was home time.
So that minion sat there having a roll up like that and gutted.
Tough day, minioning.
Shit, man.
That was a tough one.
But speaking of bad gigs, have you ever had, obviously, a bad experience at a gig? Either attending or playing. What would you say is like the worst thing that you've either seen or has happened to you at a gig?
I think one of our worst ones must have been Staley Bridge, number 2.
How far back's this then?
Last year,
not last year, year before. Like,
was it?
Did I come and watch you?
No,
that was
you didn't.
Before we
at
knew
the
each
Labour
other.
Club. That it was at Zero's bar. We rocked up and I don't know, like it's Staley Bridge, isn't it? Like obviously it's more closer to your ways, isn't it? And it's one of them like Manchester gigs and stuff. Obviously, there might be a few people that knows in Staley Bridge now, but back then it was like, who the fuck's this cunt? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, we rocked up, 2 cars full. They obviously dragging all the gear in. I'll let you tell the story, Harry.
Yeah, well, picking up where you left off, dragging all the gear in, proper mooch. We get there, we set up, and the first gig because we did a Scutlers gig there, and I seem to remember that was a bit better, attendance wise. There was a few more heads bopping about, and that was like in this downstairs bit on like the world's thinnest.
That was a sick gig. That
was all right on the world's thinnest stage. Like I think if you moved anywhere, you're falling or fucking hitting someone. But then this one, we're in the upstairs bit, the ground floor bit, shall we say? They were a bit basementy, and we get there, we set up, we're ready to play, and we go for a kebab or something. And like we're walking down, and there's fucking no one in this town. Like
hay bale tackle.
Sounds about right.
Like hay bale tackle, 100%. Like if we'd just seen one, it'd be like, yeah, that's in place. So we go back in, and we had a total of two people
Attendees,
and attendee number 1 was a big Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
And attendee number 2 was Cameron's dad.
Yes, the boys. So they were under a lot of pressure to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
to make
I
it
think
feel like
it was quite a somber moment looking back on it. To be fair,
I think
because I think like there was a few people like popping their heads in, having a drink, and the other side and going, well, that's
number 3.
So we hit the low.
Yeah.
At least the dads were there, but like we didn't even need a smoke machine mix. My dad was puffing on that shit. That e-cig was going.
There was another band, wasn't there, after, which I felt even worse for because
there?
Yeah, or just a single song. There was another band because then it was just us watching them.
Oh
like,
yeah, sympathy watch. There's
like,
nothing worse than sympathy.
We were like,
watch.
do we want to get off? No, we've just got to stay. And at least,
at
least there was no one for this guy. you know, do your good deed, karma and whatever.
Yeah.
It comes
Bet, don't
back.
you?
It is one of them, though, isn't it? With like the sympathy watch, it's like, I don't know, it's got to be done, man, innit? Everyone's in the
you
same
wouldn't
boat when
like
you're
to
playing.
be in the position of the band's played and
Yeah.
now they've took the 2 people.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, the other guy that played didn't watch us, just showing up for his gig. So we probably should have fucked off.
Yeah, well, I hope.
What about you? Have you got any bad uns?
Bad ones. Nah, they're all sick.
Yeah.
We're just fantastic, you see.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't. We definitely have had a bad one, but I can't fucking remember what it was.
There's a few ones that I remember come watching. There's one. It depends what you do know what's bad. Obviously, you need to go through them terrible gigs to get to the next level. You're earning your stripes in it. There's always going to be gigs where there's a few people there. What?
You were both there, man. This was when we got there. Lim. When we played in Lim.
Oh.
Big love to Lim. We had a great night.
Did you play that show with me? Like,
No,
just
no.
came,
You
yeah.
said to me, like, I'm doing.
then we all had a session at the room.
Yeah,
after.
yeah, we came back to the room.
It was a great night, wasn't it? Do you know
To
what
be
I mean?
honest
We
with you,
had
I
a good
remember it
girl and
all. I don't remember
Wasn't
much
it
about
like a
things.
beer
Me.
festival or
Yeah,
something?
so
Yeah,
Lim
yeah.
Beer Festival, bang, we get taxi over. Pay for
where?
our taxi over. They've sorted us free beer. It was a sick do. But when we walked in, and it was like everyone was just there
Like over
for
70.
the beer. It's a beer
There's a lot of old
festival.
people there as
No
well.
one wanted to listen to fucking ska and reggae.
Well, to be honest with you,
Beer festival.
because you're that much of an inviting band anyway, there was a couple of.
There was a few
There
red
was a bit of
box.
tapping going on, but it was on the
Well,
while we
I
were waiting in the
played
bar.
acoustic. I played an acoustic gig before it, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them. Like I feel like looking back, I probably should have thought. I probably should have got there and thought, right, none of these people are asked about what I'm doing. I just go up there and sing fucking Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
At least
them
be
over.
Oasis
at least
tribute.
Dropped
Yeah,
a
at
bit
least-
of Biggie Smalls, didn't you?
Yeah.
did I do juice?
Yeah,
You might have done
Yeah, well,
Juicy.
no, there was all like 80 plus.
Was
though,
it
wasn't
Juicy?
there?
It was quite.
They probably thought it was an original.
I was trying to make some money to
Damn,
feed
it's
his
stressful.
daughter. What's he on about this, lad? Hey? Fucking hell. Tell you what.
To be fair, that actually turned out to be a really good gig.
It did. And a really good night as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was I think that was one of the first nights when we got the room together. And how mint is it when, I don't know, when everyone's at it and everyone fancies a drink and stuff and we're like, well, should we go back to the room? And it's
Yeah.
like...
It was sick. I remember us all just being sat on. There was a sofa in there, wasn't there? But by the
one
end of
upstairs
it, it
with
was
the
like
mezzanine bit.
we were just all sat on the floor, like yes,
Yeah, dude.
sick night. We had a fucking
With the little
jam for a
space
bit,
heaters.
and like I can't play any instruments, so you were like, go on, do some lyrics, do some lyrics,
Do a rap.
And I was just holding this microphone, being like,
1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for this, guys. I'm a little bit half cut right now.
What would be... So obviously we're playing in the band. We've done some fantastic gigs. Obviously it's just the start. We're going to be building up, playing a lot more shows this year. What's your dream show to play in this band? I mean, you look at each other and we're just like, mate, this is absolutely sick. We're loving what we're doing. And there's going to be that moment where I look at you, because obviously me and you have played together for fucking years now, and we're tight as a nun's nipple. What would be your like dream thing to be to look at you and share that smile? What venue would it be, or stadium, or festival, or
Pyramid
what?
Stage, Glastonbury.
Headline?
Headline.
Be on
Oh
it.
my god!
Headline in Pyramid. I even, do you know what? Even not fucking headlining it, playing on the fucking Pyramid Stage at Glastonbury.
Yeah, and just being like, wow.
Even if it's the 12 o'clock slot.
Yeah.
You're fucking,
you're
you're
still
playing on
on
the
it,
fucking
aren't you?
biggest stage on
You're
the
doing
planet.
something right
Yeah.
if you're on there.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could argue with that. Really.
No.
Well,
Or,
what would top
or
that?
maybe like a
know.
Wembley or
yeah,
an
Yeah,
Anfield.
headline.
yeah, and Anfield.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey,
Get the
you
badge in,
fucking
get the badge in.
bastard, yeah. Get off there, fucking.
No, but it's got to be the Pyramid Stage. It's
Yeah.
got to be. That's
What about
got-
you, Frank? We'll end on this. What would your idea be?
I'd probably agree. Glastonbury or like a big stadium headliner. Do you know what I mean? Of your own.
Yeah.
Just
What would you
fucking-
do, Oldham
Or
Athletic?
Maybe that fucking Las Vegas Sphere. You know.
Hey,
Oh.
that's a
Imagine
shout.
that. That's got to be like
I think they're opening one in London, you know.
No, they're
Yeah.
not.
Are they
Got
not
blocked.
now?
Got blocked.
that co-op
Yeah.
live. That'd be a cool one.
Co-op-
Like,
Co-op-
right next
Co-op
door
live,
to the
so
fucking
obviously-
practice room.
Yeah, of course. That's like our
That-
local
that's
gig,
on our
innit?
doorstep.
Mate, every time, if I'm up here, like on the weekend, and I've got Elsie, my mum's dog up here, and I go for a walk, I'll go through the bushes, mate, and I'll just stare at that and just be like, this is what...
Oh, that's quite poetic.
I was thinking
isn't
the
it?
other day.
This is what we need to be. And then I can imagine playing it This is going to be my little mind will be like, I used to walk past this venue every day of my life. Dreaming of this.
With
Look
my
at
mum's
us now.
dog.
With my mum's dog. She's not here now, R.I.P. but all that. But, you know, big picture of Elsie up on the fucking screen.
This one.
Bounce
to
to my dog.
down.
Yeah.
We're going to slow it down now, pal.
Mad. Good stuff.
But
Right, so we
imagine
call
if
it-
that
Sorry,
co-op
Frank, go on.
live,
Yeah.
and they built it and everything, and they go, surprise, plug it in, and it's like the Las Vegas sphere, you know, it's got shit projecting on the outside of it, but it's a cube one.
The Manchester Cube.
The cube.
Yo, at Manny Cube.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good. I've always thought, we'll end on this, that obviously, like, cube rhymes with pube, doesn't it?
Manny Pube. Is that where we're going?
I always imagine, like they have to do on the cube, they have to do, like, mad intense games.
Yeah.
That you have to hold a pube. Yeah. And, like, go within the lines. You know what I mean? You don't have to... zzz.
You have to write a letter with a pube.
Yeah.
Dipping it
Dip
in.
it in.
What letter would you choose?
Oh, probably a strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
You've got to write a letter
Dear.
of complaint to someone, and if you get a reply, well, fuck
Do
it.
you reckon anyone's ever written a letter with a pube?
Maybe someone might have.
You dip it in glue, fucking stiff it up a bit, get a fucking little bick out of it.
I reckon we could probably make some form of writing thing, like for, what's it called? Calligraphy. Where they have like,
With the feather.
nah, that'd be a quill, innit? So that's like scratches it on, innit, with the end of the, it's not actually the feather, is it, that's writing it? But in like calligraphy, it's basically a paintbrush. We can make a paintbrush out of pubes if you want, boys.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll be right back
See you next week.
on a level
folks.
podcast, pubecast. Thank you.
Bye.
To Harry.
Bye.
Cheers, Harry. Big round of applause for Harry, by the way.
We'll have him back.
We'll have her on the level.